Short stories are a great start, Junk. I agree. I I think everybody needs to be able to write a short story before you even try to write a novel. Short stories teach you so much. Not everybody who can write short stories can write novels, and not everybody who can write novels can necessarily, write short stories well. But if you don't start on short stories as a writer, then you're missing so many lessons that, short stories are a microcosm of novels, of lessons you need to write a novel. Now you do need a special unique set of skills, and you need to learn some unique things in terms of a novel, keeping readers interest through long form and all of this. But being able to write a good short story tells you the arc. And you think about a novel, you're going to need a lot of little mini arcs. You're going to need a lot of chapters and whatnot. But a short story teaches you how to maintain pacing and tension, and really stake out some character development and so forth. And that's necessary. In a short story, I think it's also easier to really focus on the language. Not enough writers worry about that. So on the one hand, I'm saying too many writers are thinking about their world and their things that are going to happen, and they're not really focused on the actual story. And I also think that too many writers, even if they're focused on their story, which is a good step, they're not focused enough on the language, the prose on the paper. Or if it's a comic, yeah, the art, but also the nature of the dialogue and narration that does make it to words on the paper. That needs to be combed over and really tightened up and made concise and crisp, and if you are going to flourish, there has to be a reason for the flourish. And too many people think, well, yeah, I speak English, so yeah, I can write. It's the idea is the thing I need. I need a good story idea. Well, no, I mean, we talked about that. You need all kinds of pacing, tension, and things like that to craft a story, but you also need a handle on the language. Can you write in coherent sentences? Can you write in a good sentence length variety? Can you write in a sentence structure or variety? Do you know the four basic sentence structures? Do you know the difference between a comma and a semicolon and how they should be used? And if you don't know those basics, I know it might seem very boring to you, but you need to get yourself a grammar book, because these are the tools of your trade as a writer. They're words, written words. If you don't have a good grasp on those, you need to hang it up. And then far too many people do that. Dr. Y wrote a couple short stories years ago. Keep on those, man. Short stories are the way. Short stories for a writer, even if you really want to be a novel writer, or you want to be a comic writer, or even scripts, for whatever movies. Short stories for a writer, that's hitting the gym every day. I mean, yes, you should be, writing on your manuscript if it's a novel or whatever, regularly. But short stories, you shouldn't go too long. I mean, I don't know what, I'm not going to give you an exact time interval, because, I'm not going to prescribe something like that to each individual writer and your style. But short story is something you really should be honing your chops on every so often, whether you do anything with them or not, whether they're just kind of, you're just working on getting a good plot in a timely manner or whatever. And by short stories, I mean short. Don't be one of those people that, well, it's 70 pages, kind of a short story. No, that's a novella. That's or whatever. I mean short. Give me a story in no more than 30 pages. I love tales. I love tales in like 10 pages. That's a whole art form on its own. Or 20 pages or something like that. But yeah, it's like going to the gym. Think about it like that. You haven't quite gotten this many reps up yet, but you're working towards that and stuff. So yeah,